Controversy has struck in my latest video, and I know I'm not gonna have time today to respond to all the comments. So today I want to do a follow-up video to show you I'm not just selling off my cards for the sake of selling off my cards. I am buying certain types, but I'm changing up my strategy of which cards to sell and which cards to buy. So that's what we're gonna be talking about today. So yesterday I made a video and it released this morning with a clickbait title, why you should sell your Splinterland cards right now. And you can already see it's popping off with a lot of comments, so I probably won't have time. I try to respond to all comments, but sometimes I just don't have the time and I'm going out of town this weekend. So I feel like I explained a little bit in the video that this title is clickbait. I didn't actually sell off all of my cards. I still own, quite a bit of cards here, and I am trying to explain that I'm not selling them all. I'm selling certain types and then deciding if I want to hold the DEC for the SPS airdrops and boosting that, or I'm buying up certain cards that will have more airdrop points than the cards that I was holding for the same price. So going over to my handy dandy Google Sheet, link in the comments below if you want to see it for all of my guides here. What I am doing, what I explained yesterday, is I'm selling off high price cards like a Mylor who only had 40 card power, meaning I only got 40 airdrop points. I could sell it for 3,900 DEC, and then I'm getting 3,900 airdrop points, which means almost 100 times X on the airdrop points for SPS I'm getting because I sold Mylor and now I am holding on to that DEC. I did, however, explain a little bit about the risks of this strategy. What if DEC that has pumped in price goes down and SPS does, but somehow the card value, Mylor that I bought for $50, what if over the next couple of months it jumps up to $100, and I'm missing out on that $50 of profit? Well, that is a good point. That is a fair risk. I'm earning off this card around 50 cents of SPS per day. So over, those 2 months, I would make about 30 bucks. But yeah, what if the price of the card just doubles or triples and somehow DEC and SPS, it starts to go back down? Then yeah, I am going to look like a fool. And if I had done this strategy a month ago before SPS and DEC pumped a bunch, I would be looking like a genius. So it's all a guessing game right now. And that's what I tried to explain in the video is, what is your strategy? Is your strategy to hold as many cards as you can because you think cards are going to go up in value more so than the SPS and the DEC? Or do you want some more DEC that, even though it's supposed to be pegged, 1,000 DEC equals $1, it has gone way beyond that because I think everyone's trying to get these airdrop points. So there is danger that, the airdrops, we're on day 80 out of 365, which is a lot of days left. But at some point, DEC is going to go probably back down, especially when this airdrop goes away, unless they give other incentives for holding on to DEC. So yeah, while I'm worried that one day it's going to go down, we still have, almost 300 days of airdrops to go. And even though SPS is pumped and it might go back down in value, the game developers keep saying over and over again, we're going to reward players heavily for those that have SPS staked. So that is my strategy right now, is to hold as many airdrop points as I can to earn more SPS. Who knows though, because SPS, eventually there is going to be play to earn aspects to earn not just DEC when you're playing, but SPS. So that's gonna, flood the market with more SPS, and yeah, SPS could go back down in value because of that. Who knows? It's all a guessing game is what I'm saying. So because it's all a guessing game, you can go all in DEC, you can go all in cards, or what I am now doing is trying to have more of a balanced approach. So you might be wondering, what is that balanced approach? Well, to me, it's not just buying cards that I want to use in battle for the sake of, man, I love this OP card, I'm going to win battles. I could rent for that. Now I'm trying to think, what cards can I buy that for a good price is going to give me a decent amount of card power, because every card power that I own, not rent, counts to my airdrop points. So I might lose some dark energy crystal airdrop points, but at least my collection power will go up and offset that a little bit. So again, let me show you what I mean in this handy dandy Google Sheet. There are cards that I was telling you guys I'm selling off, which is like the Mylor or the Furious Chicken, which because I sold off, I'm earning almost 100 times more SPS in my airdrops, or 35 times more, or even Sea Monster, Creeping Ooze, or 23 and 30x for SPS airdrop points. There are, however, cards that are more balanced than that because their price is a lot closer to their card power. So I've split it up in this Google Sheet, just 4 categories here. You can probably look at others, but this is just an example. This is not to say go out and buy these exact cards. These are just test case examples of how to look for a good price to card power ratio. For example, some of the reward cards, the cheap ones, Venari Heatsmith, it only gives you 5 power, so you're only going to get, the 5 card power for the airdrop points. But if I sold it off, I would only get 12, roughly 12 DEC or a little less than that, meaning 0.002 SPS per day. So the SPS amount of airdrop points that I'd be getting if I sell Venari Heatsmith would only be 2.3 SPS X. That really isn't a big enough difference to me to sell off the card. So something like that, I'm either going to buy, or if I already have it, I'm going to hodl. Same thing with Harvester and Twilight Basilic. These types of reward cards, you can see, only get you, if you sell them off, a 2 to 3 times amount of SPX airdrop points. That's really not that critical, not that different to me. Something like a Mylor, Summoners don't give you that much card power and are very expensive, meaning that I can get so many more SPS airdrop points. Then legendary cards. Okay, even though they're more expensive, these legendary cards at least give you a decent amount of card power. So something like the Zalaron Efreet, is only going to be a difference in 3.1 SPX airdrop points. Same thing with Djinn Belishka. I don't know if I said that right. Probably not at all. 2.5 times. Ancient Lich, a little more, 8.9, but at least you don't have to rent it. Remember, I also have the rent price per day, and you're going to lose out on the profits over 223 days. So something like Ancient Lich, it might be worth investing in that. Or Djinn Oceanus, is only 5.8 SPS X, and a lot of people are using that for the water deck. So maybe that's worth it to buy. Those things I am buying up and getting rid of those other cards that give me low card power and are really pricey. Epic cards, there's new reward cards like the Lava Launcher. Same thing, 2.3 times airdrop points. Not that high. Evangelist, 3.4. And the rental prices are a little bit more. Gold cards as well. You can see here, some of the gold cards are only going to give you a 2.2, 2.4 ratio if you sell those off for the DEC to get those airdrop points rather than just holding on to them. So that's what I'm saying here. It's not literally, my clickbait title, which is going to get me in trouble, I know, and going to create a lot of controversy, which is good. Really what I'm trying to get across is we need to think about, as we purchase cards, what are the card power for those airdrop points. And not only that, but we get the added benefit of, hey, if we're buying cards with good card rate power, we're going to have to rent less cards than we used to have to get into silver play for us new players. Now, if your account is already huge, you're playing in gold, you have so much card power, you already have so much SPS airdrop, probably not something to worry about for you. But for new players like me, I think this is something that we need to at least consider and think about as we purchase cards. Which ones should we be purchasing if we want to hold cards? Again, if you want to sell off all your cards and just hold up DEC and hold on and see how many SPS airdrop points you can get and SPS you can get in the next, 280 days, that can be your strategy as well. Personally, I'm going to start going for that hybrid strategy somewhere in the middle. So just to prove it to you guys, let's go out and buy one of these cheap gold cards here. I don't have one of the Lion. And so let's purchase this guy up for a decent, cheap 314 DEC. And bada bing, bada boom. You guys can see, look at that. I'm spending some of my DEC and I am buying up cards. Oh my goodness, how could I do that after my last video? So there you have it, that last video I made. Maybe the most controversial Splinterlands video of all time. That's what some people are saying. And by some people, I just mean me. I'm the only one that said that. But I love it. Thank you guys so much for the comments. Even as I said, if you disagree with me, what I want to do with these videos is to create discussion points ways to handle the market. Remember, this market is all a guessing game. No one knows the future price of DEC. No one knows what the future price of SPS is. No one knows what the future price of these cards are going to be, especially with the Chaos Legion cards coming out soon. How is that going to affect the market? We don't know. So what is your strategy? Tell me in the comments. Are you going for a balanced strategy? Are you going for full amount of DEC as you can during the SPS airdrop? Or are you going full cards? What is your strategy? And I'd love to keep the discussion going. For now, this is just a simple video to do a follow-up, and I'll see you guys in future ones as well.